evening, everybody. Welcome to our Monday evening call. It's so nice to see so many people on the call and so many new faces. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Merle. I live in Durban, South Africa, and I'm saying that because this is an international call. There are people here from many different countries, including Henriette, who's from, well, the most important, Henriette, who's from Norway, who's going to be presenting with me this evening. I joined LifeWave 3 years ago today. So, it's my third anniversary in LifeWave. And I never had any intention of ever telling anybody about these wonderful little patches. But they're so incredible that once you realize what they can do, you can't keep it to yourself. And that's why we're all here this evening. I'm so excited to share with you, and I'm so excited that Henriette is going to be presenting with me. And then afterwards, for those of you who would like to stay, even if you're a guest, you're welcome to stay. Henriette is going to talk about what is happening in Norway and why they are popping ranks like popcorn. I don't know how else to put it, but every time I turn around, somebody else in Norway has a new rank. But I'm going to hand over to Henriette so she can introduce herself, and then we're going to jump into the presentation. So over to you, Henriette.
Okay, well, thank you so much for the nice introduction. So, yes, my name is Henriette. I live in Norway, and I was introduced to this patch by my lovely sponsor Toril, who is also here on this call tonight. She had a special reason for being interested in these patches. So when she told me that she had ordered these, I didn't really know what they could do for me. I'm a pretty healthy person, but I'm always interested in trying new things, and the experience has been absolutely amazing. From thinking I was healthy to being healthy, that's two completely different things, and that's so what we are going to talk about today is the wonderful patch X39 mainly, and for me, from not thinking it could help me with anything to also thinking I'm not going to do this as a business. I'm just going to try it out. And maybe because of that, I just told everybody what I was trying out. And somehow that became a business. And after 3 months, I had amazing results. I had early results in energy, but what happened to me was I had a really bad menopausal disorder, and I was on a lot of medication, and I had been using medication for 4 years. And they told me you can never stop this medication. You're one of those people. And after 3 months of patching, I could stop all my medication. And that is just so amazing. And that's when I kind of thought, okay, I already told a lot of people, some are starting to join. Why not just do this as a business? So I will tell you in the training what happened and how the business is going. So right now, I think we better start the presentation so you can all see what this is about. So we always start with, have you been patched yet? And we already know we have a few people on this call that haven't been patched yet, so you're in for a treat because we do these patches to help our bodies elevate, activate, and regenerate. So we cannot talk about the patch without talking about the inventor himself. David Schmidt, he is a fabulous guy. He is so warm-hearted, and he has spent all his life trying to just invent things that are good for the world. He has over 200 patents. He's the CEO and inventor of X39, and he specializes in age reversing. And in 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research to try to figure out, is there any way we can use this technology, this patch, to help the body repair itself? And here we are. He actually managed to do that. That's why we are here. That's what we were going to talk about. And the recent patent took 10 years and 4.5 million US dollar to bring to market. This product is patented. Patented means there's nothing else like this out there. And what it says in the patent is something that has been proven, what is written there. that's why it can be written in a patent. And what happens when you use this technology in a patch, X39, is that as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of the stem cells, there's an improvement in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvement in stamina, and elevation of collagen production and improved wound healing. So this is absolutely amazing. The cool thing is also when it's patented that nobody else can do what we do, and there's 15 years left on the patent. So why do you want to use the X39 stem cell activation patch? Well, it's because stem cells make up every organ in your body. And what I didn't know when I started patching was that we have so many stem cells when we are born, but when we are 30, we only have about 50% left. They go dormant. And at 60, less than 10% of our stem cells are active. And for me, I was 54. I am 54, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I'm getting close to only 10% of what is the making of my body and my body's ability to repair itself. So I was really curious when I started, what can this do for me? So how does it work? Well, this is a proprietary form of phototherapy. This patch is technology, nanocrystal technology. And because it's patented, there's nothing else like it out there. And there are no drugs, no chemicals, and no stimulants going into your body. It's actually only light because this patch reflects your own light to activate. So it's non-transdermal, non-invasive, and very, very safe to use. So what are the benefits? I can tell for myself that of all these benefits on this slide here, I can say now that I have seen all of them happen in my body. Increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, restored muscle or skeletal condition, improved sleep, and improved skin appearance. I want to really just say a little bit about this mental clarity because it's so big. I'm sure I'm not the only person who was so irritated every time you walk into a room to get something and you have forgotten what you were going to get and you have to go back and to kind of remind yourself what were you doing? What were you collecting? That was all gone after just a few weeks. And so the mental clarity is really, really big. And just to have more energy and the sleep. It's like sleeping like a baby. So all of these benefits are proven to be, and often you can see many of them only within a few months. So long-term results, the first thing that happens is actually that over 4,000 genes in your body begins to reset. And that set alone is a very, very good thing. And the brain becomes balanced after about 6 weeks, and then the collagen starts to increase. And this collagen increase, collagen is really one of the most important substances in all our cells. And what you see on the outside is a reflection of how healthy you are inside. So when you start to see collagen increase in better skin appearance and things like that, it just means your whole body has become more healthy. And also there has been a study on heart health, and actually the heart reverses in age after 6 months. So this is the long-term benefits you have. So it's David Schmidt says it's not just anti-aging, it's actually age reversing. And this is a topography map from one of the studies. This is the picture of a brain, a 77-year-old woman. And the first picture is without using any X39. This is a brain scan, and we can see that there is a lot of inflammation and there's lack of brain coherence in the brain. And on the next picture, this woman has been using X39 for only 3 weeks. And we can see already that the inflammation is now gone from the brain and there's improved brain coherence. And in the session 3, that's 6 weeks on the X39. And we can see a complete turnaround and much better brain coherence. So this mental clarity it's the inflammation in your brain leaving your body. And it's absolutely amazing. And this is some very nice people. And this is what happens for some people when you see the skin. On the first woman, that after 9 weeks already, you can see what happens to the skin when the collagen has increased. And on the second picture, this is a nice gentleman. After 12 months, he has had massive improvements with his vitiligo. And the third person, you can see hair growth. I actually have a friend who she her boyfriend started patching and he's got his hair back also. So and she didn't think that could happen at all. So collagen is a wonderful thing on your appearance, and you see the last woman after 1 year, there's a completely change. I'd like to also mention for myself, I've had a lot of skin improvements. But the latest thing, now I've been patching since March last year. So in March next year, it will be 2 years. And I realized that my cellulites are gone. So, and I don't mind that. I didn't patch for that, but it happened. So great things happen with the collagen. And also this energy and the boost and the quick repair of the body. That's also why a lot of famous athletes love the patches. They use them, they wear them, and we can see a lot of famous names here. So I don't need to go more into that. I'm sure everybody knows at least a couple of them, who they are. And they wear the patches because it really, really elevates the energy and the repair of the body. So how to wear X39? You wear it for 12 hours in daytime so that your body elevates, activates, and regenerates. And then you remove it for 12 hours so that your body can rest, repair, and rejuvenate. And David Schmidt has something that he calls the 90-day protocol. The 90-day protocol is because there is significantly amount in all the studies that have been done. Actually, 96% of all the persons that have been in the studies can actually see what happens in the body within 90 days. So everybody who wants to start patching, at least 90 days. So what is also important is to keep your body hydrated when patching. So have a sip of water as often as you can, not necessarily drinking a lot of water at once. Maybe every half an hour, take 2, 3, 4 sips of water and keep it hydrated. That will elevate the results you're going to get from the patches. And also it's a good thing to add electrolytes to your water so you get some good minerals in your body at the same time. And this page, if you haven't been into it, please do. And if you and take a picture if you this is such a good page. This is it info.com. You find the studies, you find what works. You will see videos and everything you need to know about the patch you will find there. So the most important thing is that it really, really works. The testimonies of X39 are emotional and they are life-changing. And for me, I had the hormone balance in 3 months, and after 6 months, my eyesight improved dramatically. So we have the 90-day protocol, but for me, one of the biggest changes happened after 6 months. I've had special glasses since I was 17 because I have trouble with my eye muscles. And I had -4 on both eyes. And after 6 months, I had a dramatic improvement in my sight. I do not wear special glasses anymore. I do not need it. My eye muscles have repaired themselves. And my eyesight has improved. So I now have -2.5 and -2.75. So I can actually navigate my house without glasses, and I haven't been able to do that ever. So, but the really good thing is you are here in this meeting because somebody told you about the patch. Who told me about the patch is my very good friend Toril. And like I said, she had a really, really profound reason to be looking out there. What is there something that can help me? So please, Toril, if you want to share your story.
Yes, I'd love to share, Henriette. And for you and me, it was also a good friend of ours and of Merle from Australia that told me about this patch. And in the moment she were talking about stem cells, I reacted because I've had autoimmune sick disease in my blood, which has made my bone marrow produce too much of any substance in the blood, in the white blood cells, the red blood cells, and the thrombocytes. And this has been quite an challenge, and the doctors would have given me a stem cell injection if it wasn't so risky and very expensive. So instead of giving me this stem cell injections, they rather put me on cell poison. No, that's not the English word. Uh,
Chemotherapy.
yeah, chemotherapy. So when Aline told us about the stem cells, I thought this is not. This is my own stem cells produced in my own body, so there's no risk. And I think, okay, why not try it? And we did together, Henrietta, and it was really exciting to see the first energy level going up. But I forgot to say that every month I went to the hospital to take out some blood. This was the only thing they could do to lower the red blood cells. They were too high. And after 7 weeks, the hospital said, no, now you don't need to take out any blood. So, and this was the first step. And I think, oh, please, please, let this be the stem cells. And it was because after 3 months, I went to really thorough in test in the hospital, and then the hematologist or the doctor specialist, he said, now your white blood cells are in the normal level, your red blood cell is still in the normal level, and the best thing was my thrombocytes, because they had been 1400 and now they were down in 300. And the organ in my body who has cleansed my blood, it's the spleen, had it had been very big. It was 21 centimeters because it had so much to do, but now this organ was only 16 centimeters. So then we are we can believe in miracles. So this is only due to the stem cells. And now it has been 1.5 years, and my tests are still very, very good. So I'm so happy about this.
It's absolutely amazing, Toril. I mean, it was such
Yeah.
a journey for the both of us because we had results and we called and she said, you know what the doctor said? And I called and I said, I'm not on medication anymore. And we got so fired up and really these these amazing results is just we have to share it with people. You know, there are people out there struggling, looking for a solution like Toril was. And if she hadn't seen the post on an Australian website, then she wouldn't have known. So yeah, we have time for one more story. Merle, maybe you want to invite somebody.
Absolutely. Thanks, Henriette, and thanks, Tyrell. It's amazing to hear your story. And I mean, it just is life-changing when you no longer need chemotherapy. So my sponsor, since we had Henriette's sponsor, is Cans, and she's just come onto the call. And it also took her a while to see her results. So I'm going to ask you to share your story, Kans.
Hi, everybody. It's so wonderful to see you all here. And yes, Merle's quite right. It did take me quite a long time, and I'm just so grateful for calls like this and testimonials like Henriette's and Toral's because that is honestly what kept me going. I knew that they work on inflammation, and I knew I had very high levels of inflammation, and I could never get them down. So I knew that even though I wasn't a one patch wonder, that on some level the patches were working and allowing my stem cells to go where they needed to go. But Merle and I knew each other for a long time before we started patching, and she was actually my nutritionist, and we had done some blood tests, and I found out that I needed to go onto altroxin, which is for an underactive thyroid. I would have had to be on that for the rest of my life. I was diagnosed pre-diabetic, so they wanted me to go on glucophage for the rest of my life. And then, of course, my CRP was also at 38 at that time. So I investigated all the medication and I thought, you know what, until I'm really feeling terrible, I'm not going to take it. So I just kind of buried my head in the sand and didn't really change anything. The only thing that I did was I patched every single day. And I started with X39 and Eon together because I saw that when you start on core, you could replace one X39 with two Eons. So that's the only reason I did it, so that I could get extra product. I had no idea what X39 could do for inflammation and how it can manage our stress. So I started patching, started learning how to drink water and not just downing, a liter at a time, and getting into the habit of wearing them 12 hours on, 12 hours off. I think those are two very important habits that we need to learn, and that is sipping water as often as possible, and then of course, patching for the exact time of 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And I carried on with life. Didn't change anything else. So my diet was still pretty bad. I had a very low energy levels. I'd had doctors that had told me not to do any movements because I had a back injury that was actually causing all the inflammation. So I didn't move. For 3 years, I didn't move. And after about 16 months, I thought, oh, you know what? I must go and get some blood tests. I haven't done that in a while. I normally did them every year. And when I got my blood results back, I was absolutely blown away, as was my doctor, because the CRP had come down from 38 to 9, which was absolutely incredible for me. It had never gone past 25 in a good couple of years. My thyroid was functioning absolutely normal, and my insulin levels were absolutely normal. So that was after 16 months. I've now been patching for just on 3 years, celebrated being with LifeWave for 3 years on the 24th of November. And I can honestly say I am pretty much pain-free. Another thing I forgot to mention is when Merle and I were on the cruise last year in August, I had something go on with my knee. It didn't really bother me so much, but it flared up and I couldn't even get off the ship one of the days that we were in Mykonos, I think it was. So we missed out on that beautiful day. And then a couple of months later, probably 6 or 7 months later, we went to Croatia. Now, in Dubrovnik, there are stairs everywhere. It's not flat, it's up and down hills. It's a lot of walking. And of course, we wanted to experience it. So, we went down a lot of stairs to go and experience the water. We also went downstairs, a lot of stairs by mistake, because we were trying to get to the beach. We landed up on a whole bunch of rocks. But I managed. I didn't have any pain at all. And I can honestly say right now I'm pain free. I also had some issues with my hormones and started doing the patch placement with SP6, X49, X39, and Energy Enhancer. And even my hormones are balanced now. So it gets better and better and better. And Alexander said at the conference, you start patching for one thing, but you experience all these wonderful side effects that are all positive. And I really love that because we're so used to side effects with a negative connotation. And now we get incredible side effects. And the more we carry on patching, the more we realize that things are absolutely incredible. I used to go on walks with my friend. And I used to have to stretch my hip flexors beforehand. I used to have to stop on the walk and lie down on the ground and stretch them. And just last week we were walking and she had to take 4 breaks and I could have actually carried on going. So I realized I don't even have those pains anymore. And I had like a weird red mark on my nose that nobody could get rid of. and somebody was talking about their red mark disappearing, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have the red mark on my nose anymore. So there's just little things that happen all the time that are improving our health. And also, I am functioning so well because my diet has changed. The patches have really supported choosing a healthier lifestyle. And that's also what I want to mention is, we've got to meet the patches halfway. Yes, some people can put them on and experience absolute miracles, and that's incredible for them. But we've also got to start looking at how we can improve our lifestyle, because when we've committed to patching, we've committed to a health journey for the rest of our lives. So it's eating healthy, drinking lots of water, moving our bodies around, and of course, sharing the light with every single person that comes our way. So thank you so much for letting me share. Thanks, Merle. Thanks,
Thanks,
Henriette.
Candice. And I mean, when Candice said that she can now do steps, unbelievable. When we were in Dubrovnik, she walked up onto the walls, we walked the walls, we did the Game of Thrones tour, which was more steps, and we did thousands of steps in the extra days that we stayed there. And wherever we go now, we just walk. And Candice can keep up, whereas on the cruise she couldn't. And I mean, that was a very short time ago. So let's move into the business part of the presentation. And when I look at the screen, I can see so many people here who have incredible stories, but we are going to move on. So the more you attend these calls, the more stories you hear. We're going to start the next section with a little video that's going to show you the product, and then it's going to start showing you a little bit about the business.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisidinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and, even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your own terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology, this is the team, and this is your moment. This is it.
So as I said at the beginning, I was never going to do this as a business. So when Candace introduced me to LifeWave, I said, great, I'm in a patch, the same as she'd said, but I'm never telling anybody about it. And of course, then we started having results, mine quicker than Candace's. And then I thought, well, I'm going to tell my friends. Best I discover whether this is a stable business, whether it's ethical, and whether it's a company that's worth joining. Now, in November this year, the company turned 21. So we're a 21-year-old company, which means we're stable and we have a history. So David Schmidt started the company after he had been making patches called Energy Enhancer for the Navy SEALs, and there was no longer a military budget for his patches. It was going to keep them awake on operations and help them have extra energy without any stimulants or, medications. And as he spoke to people, so they wanted him to network it, because if the product went into pharmacies, which was what he was planning on doing, it would have been about 4 times more expensive than it is now. So in 2021, LifeWave had been doing a $20 million turnover for several years. So that's a really good turnover, you would think. And then in 2022, which is the year that we joined, so Candace, as she said, joined in November. I joined today, exactly 3 years ago. And the company in 2022 did 320 million. So what happened in 2022? Well, first of all, X39 had come to market, which is the patch that Henriette has just told you about, that we've all had such incredible results with. And the other thing that happened is Steve and Gina Merritt, who started This Is a Team, joined LifeWave. And they introduced a system that is so easy to duplicate, as you saw in that little video that we've just played. And as a result, the company's turnover grew to 320 million. And This Is a Team is now responsible for 65% of the company's turnover, which is quite something for a team that only started in 2022, given that the company is 21 years old. In 2023, we did 430 million. Last year, we did a 600 million turnover, and the push is on to hit the target of $1 billion this year. So we also ranked as the #1 momentum company on businessforhome.org, which is an American website that rates multi-level marketing companies. And last year and this year, we won something called the Global Bravo Award, which is the award for the #1 momentum company. So we won it 2 years in a row, which is very unusual for a company that was 20 and now is 21. Usually the companies that have the most momentum are new companies. We've also just won the Biotech Breakthrough Award, which is for stem cell innovation. And this award is not just, well, it's not actually a multi-level marketing award. It is a pharmaceutical award. And we were with Christian Dorner, who is the president of EMEA, which is a region we belong to, Europe, Middle East, Africa, on the weekend. And he said he actually wished we hadn't won this award because it puts too much attention onto the company. And we are already what we call an industry disruptor to the pharmaceutical industry. So the more attention that is put on us, the more scared the pharmaceutical industry become about what technology we have to offer. So he said, could we actually just keep quiet about it? Anyway, we can't keep quiet about it because it's an incredible award. At this point in the presentation, we always ask, what is the most important thing in your life? Why is it that you are on this presentation this evening? So the person who's introduced you to LifeWave has given you some information which has made you attend the call. So you might be looking at better finances because you want more family time, more security, you want to travel, you want less debt, or maybe you're here because of these incredible testimonies that you've just heard and you want better health. When Candace and I joined, it was all about better health, but we can tell you that we spent a lot of time traveling together, and we travel all over the world and all over South Africa, which is really nice, and spend time together. I spend way more time with my husband than I ever did before. I think he was on stage with me on the weekend, and I think he's taken 87 days unpaid leave this year, which we can only afford to do because of LifeWave, but it means that he gets to travel with me on the incredible trips that we go on and the trips we go on to share this technology in other countries. So why would you want to join LifeWave rather than start a conventional business if financial security is what you're looking at? Well, first of all, a conventional business has high startup costs. It's high risk. There's a lot of stress, long hours, trial and error, a learning curve, and limited earning potential. Now, I've been a therapist for 30 years. So as Can said, I was her nutritionist. I also practice life alignment therapy, which is how I know Eileen, who introduced Toril, and then Henriette and many other people on this call. But when you're a therapist, you are limited by the amounts of people that you can see in a day. So your earning potential is very limited, even if you do, like I did, nutrition groups. And when you're doing groups, you're working very long hours because you're running them online, and people have no boundaries as to when they can ask you about the latest medical issue that they think they are experiencing, or the fact that they haven't lost weight. They'll always think about it on a Sunday night when Monday morning is the weigh-in, those kinds of things. So you never actually get time off, and you can't ever take a holiday, because if you're not working, you're not earning. But LifeWave is a business. There's a low startup cost, because actually you're paying for your product. You're not paying to join, you're paying for your product, but you're getting a website and getting a link you can share and that you can earn off. There's absolutely no risk. The worst thing that can happen is your health is going to improve, even if you don't introduce anybody else. It's stress-free, or your stress is way less. As the better you feel, the less stressed you are. You make your own schedule. So we travel often, and so we are making our own schedule, but we work from wherever in the world we are. We're not tied to a location to work. If I'm doing therapy and my client is lying in front of me, I'm tied to my home where my therapy room is, because otherwise I can't see anybody. It's a proven system because Steve and Gina have put it together for us that it's really plug and play. There is incredible mentorship. We've just been at the first Power Forum, which is a corporate conference in Johannesburg, which corporate came out from Europe to do. And the mentorship is amazing. So all the South African leaders, and then Greg and Mena, who are from America, were there, and we were pouring into the team. So there is always mentorship, and there's always people you can go to for help. And if your active upline can't mentor you because they're new to the business, the next person up is going to be able to help. And there is unlimited earning potential. It's absolutely life-changing. So opportunity happens by creating solutions. So what are the problems that we're looking at? So when we look at LifeWave, most people, and I didn't even know this, even though I have been in complementary healing for 30 years this year, nobody knows that stem cells become dormant. We all know about stem cell infusions, but we didn't know why people age the way they do. And as people get older, why when they're injured, it takes longer to heal. When they get ill, it takes longer to get better. Why it takes longer to recover from exercise. So the solution that LifeWave gives is that stem cells are reactivated. And we can all definitely say that that happens to us. I mean, I turn 60 next year, and I was definitely not wanting to only have less than 10% of my stem cells active. Then so many people are struggling financially, and LifeWave is an income generating business. Even if all you want to do is make enough money to pay for your product, we can help you to generate that income. So how do we earn in LifeWave? We have an incredible compensation plan. We earn 9 different ways, but we're going to cover just a few today. And the first one we're going to look at is what we call the binary bonus. So binary just means 2 legs. So we have to all have 2 legs, and we have 2 legs in LifeWave, 2, a left and a right. And as we sign people up, we put one person left, one right, one left, one right, and that creates a binary. Everything that everybody purchases, whether it's a sign-up package or it's their monthly order or just some extra product, or they've signed up a customer, generates volume, and volume translates to income. And this one way of earning is capped at $25,000 a week. So just from one way, and we have another 8. We also have a very exciting way. Our compensation plan has just been upgraded. We call it compensation plan 2.0. It's amazing. We now have something called a business launch bonus. So if you are brand new and you sign up today, you come in, we're going to talk about the pack. Say you came in on advanced and you brought 2 people in on advanced, one left, one right. You would go what's called a 1-star manager. You would achieve that rank. And along with that, you would start earning $25 a week just for maintaining your rank. You will, of course, also have earned product introductory bonuses for bringing people in. And if you bring customers in, you're going to earn off that. But you're going to be earning $25 a week. And this bonus lasts for 9 weeks. If within those 9 weeks, well, hopefully sooner than 9 weeks, the sooner the better, you get your volume up to make you a 2-star manager, and that's by helping the people you bring in to bring in extra people, or you bring in extra people yourself, you will start earning $50 a week. So our fast start bonus is either $25 or $50, and it lasts for 9 weeks. So that's something that is very, very exciting because you're earning straight away and it's going to pay for your product. Then we have something called mentor matching bonuses. And one of the reasons, well, we've always mentored people because we want everybody to succeed, but now we get rewarded for it. So we get rewarded on different generations. So depending on what rank you hold in the company, how many levels down you get mentor matching bonuses for. So if you look across the top, you see that mentor matching bonuses start at 1-star director. So we have 3 ranks before you get there. We have 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star manager. But from 1-star director on your first generation, so in other words, the people you brought in, you start getting 5% of the income that they produce on their binary. If you're a 2-star director, you're getting paid on 2 levels, and you'll see it goes up from 5% to 7%, and it just keeps climbing. So we at the moment are earning to 5 generations, but you can see that the presidential directors are earning to 7 generations, and you can earn up to $20,000 per person on every level if you're a 3-star presidential director. Now, of course, there are only very few of those in the company at the moment, but the opportunity is huge. Now, the system allows you to duplicate your effort because you don't have to do all the work. You introduce somebody, you help them to learn what to do, and then they teach the next person who teaches the next person who teaches the next person. So it's easily duplicatable. And that is what Henriette is going to talk about in the training later, because she is duplicating in an incredible way in Norway. And so her team is exploding. So if you want to join LifeWave, how do you become a brand partner? So as I said, you're not paying to join the company, you're paying for your product, but you are getting a website and almost a mini franchise for buying your product package. So when Candice and I joined, we both said, we're not doing the business. So we're going to come in and call because David Schmidt says everybody needs to patch for 90 days. So it's going to give us 3 sleeves of X39, a sleeve being like an envelope of patches, which has a month's supply, and so 30 patches. And that costs you $295. We do have supplementary patches, and you can replace any one X39 with 2 sleeves of the supplementary patches. But the person who invited you to the call can give you advice on exactly how you should structure your package if you do want to join. Then, of course, if you're really serious about patching, or you're going to patch, you really want to get going with a business, or you want to patch more people, your family's bigger, you're going to come in on advanced, and you're going to get your first really nice discount because you're going to get 6 sleeves of X39 for $535. So the price goes down from $98.33 a sleeve to $89.17 a sleeve. Now we work in dollars because that's what most of us pay in, along with the tax from your country and delivery for your country. Of course, you pay in your currency, and it fluctuates. So with the rand, we don't give it to you in a rand price because it depends on what the dollar exchange rate is for the day, is what it's going to be if you are in South Africa. The great thing about LifeWave is you can upgrade. So if you come in on core when you need product again, you upgrade to advanced. You pay the difference between your core and your advanced, and you get the difference in product. Then we have a package called Advanced Plus. It gives you 11 sleeves of X39, and you pay $9.75, or you upgrade from Advanced to Advanced Plus. And then we have Premium, which is for your pharmacies, your health spas, your beauty therapy, salons, your hairdressers who perhaps retailing out of their salon, the chiropractors, homeopaths, nutritionists, those people. And you are going to get 20 sleeves of X39. It's going to put you into a better place because it's $87.50 a sleeve. And again, you can replace any one sleeve with 2 of our supplementary products. So you could replace 10 of them if you chose. It just depends on what you want. And the great thing about Premium is you don't have to buy any product for 3 months, the month that you purchased and an additional 2 months, and you will stay active. Now, why stay active? And it's something Candice and I always did, even though we said we were not going to build a business. Because if you stay active, people are going to come in underneath you. We call it spillover. So the people who are above you, the leg that you've been put on, as they place more people, they drop down below you and you start collecting volume. Now that volume equates to income on the binary. So as long as you stay active, with one sleeve of patches a month, you're going to collect that volume. So when you start building, there is volume there, which when you create volume on the other leg is going to allow you to start earning off that binary. So Candace and I kept purchasing product. And then I very soon started to build because I saw results with people, even though I said it was something I was never going to do. So if you are not a manager, you only need one sleeve subscription. As soon as you become a manager and you want to tap into earning more, you need 110 volume a month. You need to buy 2 sleeves of patches a month or have a subscription order for 2 sleeves a month. In America, they often use this form for people to fill in and then they do the registration for you. I prefer if somebody's going to register to get them on a call, to give them my link and to talk them through the sign up or show them on a Zoom how to sign up, because I'm then starting the process of duplication. Because if they know what to do, when they bring their first person in, they can duplicate and I'm not having to do it all the time. We also have something called customers or preferred customers. So nobody really wants to be a retail customer because a retail customer is going to pay $149.95 a sleeve of 30 patches when they normally just under $100. Say a rand, it's $149 instead of $99.95. If you become a preferred customer, that means you get an order now and you set a recurring order for next month. So you're going to put your credit card details in, you're in complete control, you can cancel it at any stage. Then you're going to get a 30% discount on your monthly subscription and you're going to be paying $99.95, which is basically the same as a brand partner pays, but you are not part of the binary and you never have to tell anybody about the company. Or you can join the Preferred Customer Plus program, where you're going to get a sample sleeve every month. The sample sleeve is 10 patches of one of the supplementary patches. So the first month it's Eon, and then I think you get Silent Night and all the different things. Every month you get a different sleeve of patches. You get a 90-day money-back guarantee if you are a Preferred Customer, Preferred Customer Plus, or a retail customer, but on your first order. And the other thing about Preferred Customers, if they refer others, they are going to become the customer of the person who enrolled them, but they're going to get credits towards purchasing product. So they could get credits for purchasing product. But if people are going to start referring, then they're better off actually being a brand partner, because then they're going to earn off it and they're always going to be able to get wholesale price. But the most important thing is they're not part of the binary. With our 9-week fast start bonus, if you think I want to patch now, but I'm only going to start I want to build a business, but I'm not going to start till next year, then start as a customer. Because next year when you sign up, you've got your 9 weeks to get that bonus. Whereas if you start now, the clock starts ticking on your 9 weeks. So you're better off becoming a customer to start with. But if you want to get running, and Christmas is always a good time, I have worked, the first Christmas, I thought I can't tell anybody, even though it had a result in the first week. How can I tell people about this? My shoulders improved, but it's Christmas time. People are worried about their families. So I didn't tell anybody. The next 2 Christmases, I told people all the way through Christmas. You see a lot of people at parties. You see them at church. You see them wherever it is that you're going to. And as you tell people, they've got more time, a lot of them. They're on leave at Christmas time. They're perhaps at the beach if you're in South Africa, or they're with family, and they have more time to look at things like the thisisateam.com. Which is all about the business, if that's what they want to do, or This Is It Info, which is what Henriette told you all about, which is where you're going to see all the product information. So it's actually a great time to get people started. So don't think I'm not going to build over Christmas. Christmas is a great time to build. So Henriette told you about This Is It Info. This Is a Team is our site where everything is explained from a business point of view. You can look at it before you sign up, but don't get bogged down. You do not need to know everything before you get started. You just need to become a good pointer. So be able to point people in the direction of where the information is. We also have incredible tools for social media, like the LifeWave Now site. And that is an incredible place where you can find absolutely everything. And LifeWave has negotiated a really special price for the Now site. So it's $9 a month compared to, I think it's $19 normally for people on the social side. And you get a month free, or if you sign up for a year, you get 2 months free and you get a great discount. And then the Merits, so Steve and Gina and This Is It team, have added onto it, so there's no extra cost, but you also join the lifewavenow.com. This is it. And everything is there that you need to do or need to know so that you can start your business. So the time is now to make your move. Are you serious about your dream? There is hope for your future. And so what we're going to do now, and thank you, Henriette, for that amazing presentation and for all the testimonies, is that we are going to stop the call here now. And then those people who want to stay for the training, and Henriette is going to talk about what she's doing, we're going to record that separately so that we can share the two separately, because not everybody wants to watch both, and the testimonies in this call have been incredible. So thank you, everybody.